Welcome to a beautiful night here in Los Angeles, California, where the Los Angeles Clippers will be hosting the New York Knicks, a coast-to-coast NBA battle. Welcome to the Players Only, presented by State Farm. The right combination for tonight's coverage. And before the game started, Lisa Leslie caught up with two participants, Courtney Lee and Jamal Crawford.
The house that Derek Fisher and I built, Staples Center.
We're in the house that these two guys built. And the Clippers out in transition early. Teams are going in opposite ones. What are we looking at tonight between the Knicks and the Clips?
Well, you know, the Clippers definitely have to find themselves. You know, they started off pretty well, then they got hit with a couple injuries.
Obviously, the incident that happened with him missing the game early, but he has shown some flashes. He's got an interesting offseason as J.J.
And that might not be physically, but we're talking about, you know, seeing a certain look in his eye.
Hornacek wanted to change it up a little bit this time.
And another thing to look for, guys, will be, you know, Chris Stapps exclusively ran it, you know, last season in my second year. You guys, but I think that, you know, offense is not very complicated, and I think the triangle, but by and large, basketball is still, and more a team game.
I played the lockout season in Chicago, and Tex Winter and Frank Hamblin were still there.
Yeah.
And under Tim Floyd.
Really struggle with it, and players are resistant to it.
Well, that's because you're in the post, Lisa, and you touched it every time.
I think if Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan are going to be in the game in the fourth quarters as the Clippers reach the playoffs, his ability to make that shot.
Porzingis move over there, some oohs and ahs out of the LA crowd. Coast to coast, you appreciate good basketball. Redick off the screen, in the DJ.
Oh, great pass.
It is that Chris Paul gets into playoff basketball.
Yeah, well, I think some of that pace for the Clippers could come from, like we talked about, Blake Griffin's ability to make the three-point shot.
Like the offensive rebound.
And Doc Rivers talked pregame about how fortunate they are. And that is an advantage that the Clippers can have in the postseason against.
Away to the corner for the jumper. You have to pound the smaller defenders.
As Thomas, good up fake on Spates. He drives in and shit up there for that. Austin Rivers trying to find Spates. He does, and Spates throws it down.
Oh, the truth is in the game. Oh, good move by Austin Rivers. Good move by Austin Rivers. Our player, you know, doesn't really take a lot of ill-advised shots, even though he shoots that three right there. You know, like Austin Rivers, and you know, just keep everybody in motion. So, but you never know.
Paul Pierce, as this team finds a way to possibly get deep into the playoffs, that's really been helpful for both guys. I think Raymond Felton's had a really good year for the Clippers as Paul.
I know Austin Rivers has had an improved year, and Raymond Felton's done a good job, but they don't have his hit.
Guys have had injury. They're not really playing their best basketball because of that, but I think in time.
Just line them up, Fish. You know the drill.
Yes.
Ron Baker to Porzingis. 8 points now for Porzingis. Steps out on the high screen to show. And Rivers pressured by Baker off the screen. Up top to DeAndre.
Oh. Yeah, you know, JJ's movement in the Clippers offense currently, you know, reminds me of.
Finish shot, no fadeaways.
Some overpassing on the possession as JJ had a three ball he could have teed up, and Melo says, let me handle this one. Right side, out in transition. CP3 ahead to Blake, left hand.
Like that, high percentage shot.
Clippers up 10 here. About a minute to go. JJ Redick on the wheel. Looks inside Blake Griffin. Good pump fake. And gets Melo up.
Getting JJ Redick open, but JJ Redick's ability, his conditioning, his commitment to running and cutting with pace. Doc talked about finishing games in the fourth quarter for this team to really have the type of postseason they dream about.
Yeah, Doc also expressed that the last 6 minutes, you know, there was a lack of focus. Oh, great pass right
there. As there's a bit of fabric out there. Melo left side pull up. That's going to go.
This teams, I think we have to be that for this team for us to go far.
I see you take some.
DeAndre taps that one. Back come the Clips. By Mute up top. And Hernan Gomez on the dribble handoff to Rose. Kick out to Porzingis. Makes his way to
a combination. All right, so the Clippers do what they do.
He's shown some marked improvement in the lane that way.
Yeah, and a lot of that is coming from.
Obviously, a lot of potential still there in Porzingis. But making strides this season. Blake Griffin.
I don't really like that shot, but if he's hitting it consistently and Doc doesn't mind, I guess I don't mind.
Yeah, but it's invaluable, big fella, if the Clippers are going to go deep. More penetrating lanes for Chris Paul. More penetration opportunities for Jamal Crawford. More plays at the rim.
Great defense by Blake. Great defense by Blake.
Yeah, his ability to stretch the floor by making perimeter shots is huge for the Clippers offensively.
Splits the high pick and roll, gets the switch now. And he'll work on Hernan Gomez. 3 on the way. That's good. Justin Holiday goes to the lob to Porzingis and a beautiful look in the keys. Porzingis mid-range shot. That goes to make them a winning ball club. And I agree with you, Fish, getting back to the joy of playing.
And just enjoy playing. Does he still want to be the main guy, and stay in New York and be one of the 1, 2, 3?
Go to a contender. I don't think he's worried about being the man. He had his days when he was the MVP. Phil Jackson used to always tell us, run the triangle with force. You have to know your position. You have to work in the triangle. Just hold the ball 2 or 3 times, take 2 or 3 dribbles, force up a shot. Even though he made it, the triangle, the ball has to move constantly. We had a meeting and we all decided, hey, we have to get rid of our habits. So I used to like to get it in the post and tell everybody to get out the way. But
Phil Jackson came in 99, 2000. Shaq, myself, Kobe, we have been here since 1996. 97.
News for what could be disastrous. There's the fade. There's the 2.
Got him.
I predicted that one, Fish.
Got him.
I thought on his birthday, happy birthday, Jamal Crawford, he'd step up and knock one down. Set the lineups here for the Knicks as Holiday fires left side, knocks that one down.
Out on the floor is Kuzminskis with the backdoor step shot. The Knicks with a lot of their young players here. Out on the floor is Kuzminskis with the backdoor step shot.
To move out the way so I can go to work. But once I start, really paying attention and really study the triangle.
Knicks.
And do you think it's a coincidence?
See? Cut hard to the basket.
Starts the offense, works off the high screen from Spates. Plumlee with a good job just standing up. Austin Rivers right side. Works on Holiday to the middle. Lefty on the way. Good.
The ability to finish around the basket and in the lane with both hands is an area where he's improved greatly, and that's something that
they play hard. That's all they got. That's all they know.
Jamal Crawford right side knocks that one down.
Very familiar, and that's one of the positives of Austin Rivers shows that ability to get to the rim again. One of the positives of any position on the floor can be taken by any player. So Kristaps Porzingis could be at the top of the floor. He could be on the wing. He could be in the post. For him, as opposed to maybe another big guy who isn't as skilled of a player as Kristaps is.
Austin Rivers, great job there, getting it. 14 eliminated in the Western Conference semis by OKC 4-2. And in 2015, Western Conference semis, Houston 4-3. We know about the 3-1 lead. And
well, some of those questions, are good questions to have. I mean, and a lot of those are not Clippers' decisions. In the same year, would definitely limit any future moves for the Clippers. So, thoughts would tell you that maybe one of those guys.
He usually hits that shot. I've been watching his career ever since high school. Of course, he played at LSU. He usually hits that shot. Rock Island, is that an island filled with rocks?
I'm going to ask you to Google it.
The Mavericks that are playing a little bit better. They're playing a better basketball as of late this season.
Not about getting wins, but about the way that they win. And in this one, Doc's got to be happy with the way they took care of business against this New York Knicks team that is struggling to finish off their campaign. Doc shaking hands with Jeff Hornacek, and the Clippers with a 9-point victory here at home.